Yo guys, what's going on and welcome back to this video today. So what I want to be speaking to you about today is how I managed to get 10 new clients in January alone. I think it's actually 11 clients, but we're going to go with 10, right? I think I actually got 11 in January. But for a lot of people, this is madness, this is obscene because so a lot of people will be like, if I got 10 in my first year, that would be like a huge success. Like, you've managed to get 10 in a month. How on earth have you done that? And I want to break that down for you today and really go in depth and explain to you my process of getting clients and why it's different to everyone else's and why, not necessarily why I think it's better, but just why I think you should consider doing this as well as the other approaches. So if that seems like something you're interested in, you want to find out how you can get more clients yourself, definitely sit back, relax, and it's going to be a good video, really valuable one, and hopefully you get something out of it. So let's jump into it. So the first thing that I want to cover is my business model and why it's different to everybody else's. Now, if you're familiar with social media marketing, social media management, or any online influencer, people who have courses out, things like that, even the Ty Lopez SMMA course, most people teach the whole, cold call, go door to door, run lead generation ads, go into networking events, partner programs, referrals. That's the way that most people get clients. Now, for me, it's actually completely different. Now, I just want to make one thing clear here. I'm not saying my way's better. My way is completely different. And the average millionaire has 7 streams of income. Now, although this is still social media marketing, still social media management, it's a completely different aspect, a different avenue, different stream of revenue for you, right? So what I recommend you do, if you're in anyone else's course or you cold call right now still, you're going door to door and things like this, don't do this instead of. I want you to do this as well as, because if you can maximize the amount of income streams you have and the amount of different ways that you can get clients and acquire clients, you're only going to become more successful. So that's number one that I want to make clear. And number two as well, before we jump into the strategy and things like that, is I speak about this all the time, but if I can really drill this home to you, it's so important, and that is client acquisition. How did I manage to get 10 clients this month? Because I focused the majority of my time and effort into client acquisition. Well, not even the majority of my time, actually. The way I do it doesn't take a lot of time, but I did it, it's consistency. Every single day I did this thing, and consistently, day in, day out, day in, day out, it became the most important task in my day was this client acquisition. Now, if you're sitting there focusing on, and I like to call it the website mentality, where you think that you need a website before you can get a client, that's a load of, BS, because I have 20-ish clients now, right? Roughly around 20 clients, and I do not have a website. I've not once ever landed a client from my website. I don't own business cards. I don't do any of that stuff, right? I don't even have an Insta. I haven't posted, well, I have one, but that I used ages and ages ago, but I haven't posted in 8 months or something on my Instagram page for my agency and things like that. These things are not important. So the first thing I want to make clear is, how did I manage to get 10 clients this month? Client acquisition, all right? You need to focus the majority of your effort on getting clients. Right, now that that's covered and I got that out of the way, I speak about this all the time, but I really wanted to just drill that home again because of the pure importance of it. Now let's jump into the nitty-gritty. And I think in order for me to really do this, I want to tell you a story about the way my business has gone over the past few months and how I've been able to double the size of my business just in January alone, and how I've been able to, actually get 10 clients, because it didn't just happen overnight. Those people say overnight success and things like that. Okay, yeah, overnight success, but this has taken me 9 to 12 months to get here. So in January, yeah, my agency might have grown like mad, my business might have grown like mad, but that's 9 to 12 months of hard work, consistently, smart work, to get here, right? So I think if I tell you a little bit of a story about my process, hopefully it'll break a few things down for you and make you understand really how I got to where I am today. So I want you to rewind back to around August last year. September, October time last year. Now, I started my business in March and April. Now, to make things clear right now, I just want to put it out there, my way of getting clients is completely different to everyone else's. Like I said, I don't go door to door. I never made a cold call in my life. I don't have a sales guy. I don't go to networking events. I don't run ads. I don't do that. So I will get into that in a second. I just want to tell the story to it'll be beneficial for you guys, right? I want to tell a story behind it first, and then we're going to jump into the nitty-gritty of exactly how I do things. So I want you to rewind back to September, October 2017. And at this point, I had my business for a few months. I started my business in the end of March, early April was when I got my first client, right? Now, I grew my business very, very quickly, and within the first month, it grew up to way more than I was ever earning in my old job, like a lot more, like quadruple what I was earning in my old job in the first month. But the only problem was because I was working in my business, not on my business, because I was doing all of the client work myself, I plateaued for months. And I plateaued until around this September, October time. And then this is when I started to outsource. Now, this isn't a video on outsourcing. I've got tons of other videos on outsourcing, and it's such an in-depth topic that I could go on all day about it. But, this is going to be for another video, so I'm not going to go too in-depth about the outsourcing process. But this is when I started to outsource. What this meant was I freed up all of the time in the world for me. So the thing is, I grew my agency so quick, but then I plateaued, and if I didn't have to work in my business, I could have grown that agency a lot quicker. But because I was doing all the work myself, I couldn't focus on the important things that we spoke about just a minute ago, which is the client acquisition. I didn't have the time to focus on that because I was hustling, working hard, grinding every day, producing work for my clients, right? Doing all sorts of stuff. And I was busy, right? I was busy, and I was always tired, and I was always at the beck and call of my clients. Now, this worked, right? I was earning good money considering what I'd been used to, and I was happy, right, at the time. But I knew I wanted more, and I knew that I couldn't get any further unless I started to outsource. So I started to outsource my business. Now, overnight, it wasn't overnight, but when I really started to put in this, the process of this automation and the outsourcing stuff, it gave me all the free time in the world. And having all this free time, it enabled me to focus so much so on client acquisition. And from doing so consistently, I really stumbled upon a really good strategy for me to get clients so consistently. But then you might be thinking, like, if you stumbled upon it back in like September, October time, well, this is more so towards October, towards November now, because September, October is when I started to outsource. I had to put all the processes in place, get that set up and running for a few weeks. Now this takes us through to the end of October into early November, and I really stumbled upon the strategy and really started to execute. And what happened was, because I was focusing so much time working in my business and then I had outsourcing costs, I was making roughly, I think at the time, like take home, I think it was around £2,500 a month, 2,600. So I was actually down a little bit because I'd lost a few clients, and I also, because I plateaued so much and I was doing so much work on my business, I might have lost a client, but I still didn't really have that much more time to focus on client acquisition. So I plateaued. I was about £2,500, £2,600, something around that, a month at the time. And still, I was quite happy with that. That wasn't, for what I was used to. I was still doing well for myself. I had no real expenses and things like that, so I was doing okay. But again, I wasn't where I wanted to be. And I started to outsource, but you got to understand now, I was making £2,500 a month completely passive because my business was running. And I focused all my time on client acquisition. And like I said, I stumbled upon a really good strategy. So much so that within the space of 7 days, now this is madness, like literally within the space of 7 days, I grew my business from £2,500 a month up to in excess of £5,000 a month within the space of 7 days. I got something like 5 or 6 new clients in that week just from this strategy that I would implement day in, day out, just for 7 days, right? Just for 7 days. And I grew my business to 5k a month, and all was going well. I then started to outsource. I just got all those new clients in a week. I spent the time outsourcing, and then I got the worst possible news I could have ever had. A lot of you are familiar with this story. I've told it before in the past, and that was that my nan passed away. And I'm a massive family guy. My nan was just one of my favourite people in the whole entire world. Like, she's like a second mother to me. I loved her so much, and she passed away really last minute. Like, no one expected it. She wasn't like, no one saw it coming. Like, she went from being perfectly healthy and to passed away within the space of like a couple of weeks, and it was really, really really devastating. Now, luckily at this point, I'd already outsourced all my business, so I had all the free time. And to be honest with you, at that time when it first happened, I didn't care. If my business went under that day, I would not have cared. I would had to be with my family. I didn't, luckily my business ran on autopilot, so I was still getting paid and things like that, and I didn't have to necessarily, go to my clients and tell them everything that happened, because I was able to just let it run on autopilot, which is, again, another benefit of outsourcing. But that happened, but my business plateaued. Now, I just, I got up to 5k a month. Things were going well, like really quickly in the space of the week, but obviously I was with my family. I was like, I didn't care about anything else in the world apart from my family at that point. I was with them. So although I stumbled upon this strategy back in October-ish, end of October, early November, and I started to stumble upon the strategy, I didn't really start to execute it upon straight away because, like I said, I was so focused on being with my family. It was such a hard time that the last thing I was focusing on was trying to get new clients. It really was the last thing on my mind. So that took a while to get used to, and really, even nowadays in 2018, I'm still struggling with it. It's a very hard part of my life, like the worst thing I ever had to deal with. So I went a bit MIA for a bit, especially with my social media marketing business. And what that meant was I didn't lose any clients, luckily enough, but I didn't get any new clients. So my business just plateaued again for a couple months. Now, during this period, I went to Australia with Ollie Chapman. We went out there for 2 weeks. Over 2 weeks. The whole time I was out there, obviously I wasn't focusing on growing my agency. I literally spent all the time focusing on personal brand. We did a ton of collabs. We took a load of awesome pictures, and we just enjoyed ourselves. We're in Australia, peak season to be there, like really like midsummer, just like absolutely living life out there, having the best time. But again, I didn't focus on growing my agency because I was focused on growing my personal brand whilst I was out there, making the most of the beautiful scenery, most of the pictures, most of the collabs. And of course, like, me and Ollie had only just met each other as well, so, we got on really, really well. And we spent a lot of time just talking about business and other sort of cool things. So I didn't focus on my agency at all whilst I was out there. So then the next thing that happened was I come back from Australia, and I think it was something like a few days until Christmas. So then it was Christmas, I was with my family. I've got family all around the country, like my girlfriend and that live in the middle of the country, my family back home live right at the bottom of the country. Then I've got my mum and dad are split up, so I've got family with my mum's side, family with my dad's side, and then my grandma on my dad's side lives, a couple hours away from them. So around Christmas, I spent all this time traveling, right? I was seeing my friends, my family, my dad's side, my mum's side, and being with my girlfriend and her family. And just being off the back of Australia as well, I was still focusing a lot on my personal brand. So my agency, it was still doing well for itself. I was still making, in excess of £5,000 a month, completely passive from it, but I wasn't growing it at all. Now, then, come off the back of Christmas, New Year, and I really started to think, right, this is the new year, let's triple down, and I wanted to use the same strategy that I used to get all of those clients and double my income in the space of the week back in October time. I thought, if I could do that within a week, let's say I stayed consistent with it for the whole month, I wonder how much I could grow, right? So, in January, I think I got back from, Christmas and New Year's, I think around January 3rd, right? And consistently from around January 3rd up until around, I want to say maybe like the 21st. So that's a good solid, almost like 3 weeks straight. And what I would do is I would outreach to clients. Now I'm going to jump, I think now's a fitting time to speak to you exactly about how I get my clients. But so then it will sort of come full circle and you'll start to understand exactly what I'm talking about. But I use this technique that I focused on to get, double my income within the space of a week. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to do this consistently. And I did it so consistently for 3 weeks. And the results were so insane. Like, I got 10 new clients, but that's 10 new clients. That's not including all of the phone calls I had with potential clients that I didn't land. That's also not included messages I was getting from potential clients that I didn't land. If you consider that I landed 10, imagine how many people showed interest. I was speaking to at least like 40, 50 businesses day in, day out over the space of that 3 week period, trying to set up meetings, having phone calls, replying to messages, all of this stuff. And it meant that I was so engrossed in doing this, like it took up so much time. I could barely handle all of the new business. Now, that's a really, 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 really good problem to have. Like, it's a first world problem. Like, having so much business, you're struggling to deal with it. It's something I would have dreamed about back when I started back in March and April last year. But I was getting really stressed. I was like, I've got all of these new clients, and it got to the stage, and I'm not even afraid to admit that I landed a client, and 3 days later, he sent me a message saying, like, what's going on? Like, are we starting soon? I haven't seen any action on the pages. And it's because I'd forgotten that I landed a client. Now, yeah, I forgot that I like, come on, Brad. Do you know what I mean? I forgot that I got a new client. I was getting so much new business that I forgot I landed one. And it was getting to the stage where I was really struggling to deal with it all on my own. But that's not, so that means that's why I only did it for 3 weeks, not for the full month. But anyway, you see my process, right? I got so much new interest and landed so many new clients that I was able to get 10 new clients in January. Now this is the dying question, you're probably all thinking, what are you doing that's different, Brad? Can you tell us how you're doing things? And that's what I want to transition into now and really dive a little bit more into detail about the way that I get clients and why I think you guys need to get on it ASAP. So we spoke about this a little bit earlier, and that was the fact that I get clients completely differently. Now I want to make one more thing clear again. I'm not saying the way I get clients is better. I just do things in such a different way that I think it's beneficial for you to do this on top of that. The average millionaire has 7 streams of income. If you can maximize the ways that you can bring in income for your business, for yourself financially, it's only going to be a win-win for you, all right? The first thing I want to start with is where I get my clients. Now, if I don't make a cold call and go door to door, where do I get them? And I get them on freelance websites. And I want to explain to you right now why my business model works so well compared to and why it's so easy to get 10 clients my way, all right? So the first thing I want to explain is that I get clients freelance. I use websites such as People Per Hour, elance.com, freelancer.com, and mainly upwork.com to apply for jobs of people who are already posting social media jobs. So I want you to picture this, right? A business is already coming out and saying, right, we need social media marketing work doing. We need social media management work doing. They're actively seeking that. Now, why does that work and why is that so powerful? Well, you got to think of it like this. You go door to door. This person has never seen you in your life. The chances are they're a gatekeeper and not even the owner. So first things first, you've got to prospect the business. Before you even enter foot in there, if you're doing this properly, you need to prospect that business. Can they afford my services? Are they a good fit? Are they using another agency? Do they actually need my help? Like what's going on here? Then you need to go in. Then you need to get past the gatekeeper. Bear in mind this is completely cold. They've never seen you. You need to convince them to set a meeting. When you set a meeting, the chances are that they're not going to be interested. The first thing you need to do is convince them why they need social media, why it's beneficial for their business. Then you need to convince them why to choose you, and then you got to convince them of price. It's hurdle after hurdle after hurdle. Now, I'm not saying this is a bad thing. This is the way that if you really want to scale to a 7, 8, 9-figure business, like this is something you need to do. You need to become a master of converting cold traffic. And I'm not saying the way I do things is better, but this is why I think the way I do things is a little bit different, and I think you should do it on top of, right? So that's completely cold, and it's quite hard to get past all these gatekeepers and stuff like that. And it's not impossible. It's just a numbers game, and it takes quite long. And when you do it, you can land clients for very high ticket prices. 1K, 2K, 3K, 4K, 5K, 10K a month retainers from doing this, especially if you've prospected well enough, right? And that's what's really, really powerful. But the way I do things is different because I don't go into cold traffic. I'm going into people who are already actively seeking social media marketing. They're actively seeking it. Well, what does this mean? I don't have to convince them to use social media. I'm not cold calling the business. I'm not going in there cold. I'm literally saying to them, look, you need this doing. I'm the person for the job. And I've become a master of authority. I've become a master of branding myself. And the only thing you have to learn how to do really is get them to choose you over someone else, because you're applying for this job and so's the next person. But you don't have to convince them of social media. You don't have to convince them of anything else. You've just got to convince them why to choose you over the next person. And if you can become a master of doing that, then this business model works insane. And that's why I've been able to have this so much success over the past couple months doing this, because I'm going into warm traffic and I'm getting warm traffic to choose me, and I'm starting there and then. And this means sometimes I'm not even having phone calls with these clients. Sometimes I am, a lot of the times I am, and that's because I'm actively seeking a phone call. Why is that? Well, it just helps me prospect them a little bit more, find out more information, build a bit of rapport with them, and ultimately makes it so much easier to close them, right? But I'm not cold calling. I'm like straight to the meeting phase right away. And I'm skipping over the phase of convincing them to choose social media. They know that. I'm just getting them to choose me, right? So if you can become a master of doing this and you start to use some really good sales techniques, you sold yourself almost right away. So the reason I like this business model, like I said, is just because you're coming in to warm traffic immediately and just getting them to choose you. Now, what's the one negative of this? Well, the one negative is, and I don't really see this as a negative, but it's a lot harder to land a client for like 1.5K, 2K a month. And why is that, right? I do not offer Facebook ad services. I do no paid traffic, paid marketing for any of my clients. I simply only offer social media management. Now, why is that? For me personally, I do not enjoy Facebook ads. I am not an expert at Facebook ads. I'm never going to sit here and make a video teaching you on it unless I do a course and learn how to do it in the future, because I do not enjoy it. I dropped out of university for accounting because I hate numbers, really. I don't like stuff like that. Facebook ads for me, I couldn't quite wrap my head around it. Maybe that's because I'm not learning from the best people or whatever. But for me, I just do not enjoy it. So I don't offer it. Now, that means I only offer social media management services. And what do I mean by that? Well, I just mean generic posting, creating a free graphics, replying to some comments, and just general management of their pages, sometimes setting up the pages. Very, very basic and easy stuff to do. But what does this mean? Well, this means naturally my income is like my income from a client, like my retainers are a little bit lower, because with Facebook ads, let's say you're charging 2K a month. Well, that's perfectly fine if you're bringing in a client 10K a month in new business. because you're running paid traffic to do that, to achieve those results, right? There's an ROI there. With posting on social media, it's a little bit different because just from posting on social media a couple times a day, do you think an influx of customers are just going to come through the door? Probably not, right? However, these businesses know that they need to be on social media because it's a long-term investment. They can build a brand. They're staying top of mind. And if you're not on social media this day and age, like you ultimately that do not exist, right? So businesses know this. They know they need to be on social media. However, there's no direct short-term ROI for them. So you can't go in and charge 5K, 2K, 3K a month for these social media management services. However, what you can do is charge 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe sometimes even a K for these services, right? But the beauty of this is as well, social media management is so easily done and it's so easy to outsource that although these are lower ticket, and if you use the method that I do to get clients, you can scale very, very quickly. So I focus on lower ticket clients, but scaling and numbers and just getting as many as I can, right? So although I might be getting paid, an average client for me is $600-700 a month. Now, okay, this isn't 1.5K or 2K a month, but I was able to get 10 clients in the month of January, all right? 10 clients. So, okay, I could get 2 clients at 1.5K or I could get 10 clients at 700. What's more? Well, if I'm outsourcing both of them and I'm not doing the work myself, it doesn't make a blind bit of difference about anything because I'm still making more money, just I'm getting a more volume of traffic doing it this way. Now, what does this mean? If you guys want to hop on the freelance bandwagon, you want to get on there as well, you want to start doing the, get clients the way I do. Does that mean you can't offer Facebook ads? Bloody no. If I was you, I would offer Facebook ads. In the beginning, offer Facebook ads. Then you can charge more. You can charge 1K, 2K, 3K a month for these services. I don't do it now because, to be quite frank, I'm not an expert in it. I don't enjoy it. And it is a lot harder to outsource. But that's my choice. If I cared about money, and I really wanted to scale my business even more, I could literally call up 5 or 6 or 7 of my current clients right now, convince them on Facebook ads, and bring in another 5K a month in revenue. Now, I do not want to do that, like I said, because I do not enjoy Facebook ads. But for you, if you want to go out and do this for Facebook ads as well, the opportunity is there. Just because I don't do it doesn't mean you can't. I recommend that you do. If you're happy with Facebook ads, you know how to do them, definitely offer this. So to come full circle, I really think what you guys need to start doing is making income from as many different areas as possible, opening up the areas that you can get clients, and then focusing the majority of your day on this client acquisition. So the way I get clients and I apply for jobs every single day consistently, it takes me 30 to 60 minutes. Now, the 30 to 60 minutes that I do this every day is the most important thing in my business. It only takes me 30 to 60 minutes. 30 to 60 minutes, not hours or anything like that. Half an hour to an hour every day consistently to get 10 new clients. Now, if I ask you guys, if you could spend 30 to 60 minutes a day consistently every day to get 10 new clients a month, would you do it? Well, obviously you're going to do it. Like, of course you would, right? Like, you would do this, right? Because it's a no-brainer, right? But for some reason, when people don't see a result straight away, right? They just give up. They just give up straight away, or they think, oh, that's not going to work. That's not for me. They're not going to do it, right? But imagine if you did half as well as I did, right? You're still going to get 5 new clients. That's a full-time income for you, probably making more than you're earning now if you're working a job, right? So I really think you should maximize the ways that you get income. So if I'm focusing on that 30 to 60 minutes a day, and bear in mind, we know this here, right? Client acquisition and income producing activities are the most important thing that you can do. So 30 to 60 minutes a day. Let's just, for argument's sake, most of you guys, not all of you, but most of you guys that watch this are in full-time education or you're in full-time work. Now, if you're not, then this is even more drilling the point home for you. But if you are, I want to make this point clear as well. Let's say you work an 8-hour day. The average person works an 8-hour day. Let's say you commute an hour there and an hour back. So that's 10 hours a day. Let's say you spend an hour, getting ready in the morning, and then you spend an hour at evening eating your dinner, right? Realistically, days can be cut down, but I'm just over-exaggerating. That's 12 hours. So then, let's say you sleep, if you're really serious about hustling and grinding and doing this properly, let's say you sleep 6 hours, right? You've got 6 hours every single day, Monday to Friday of your evenings, and then your weekends you've got off. So on a Saturday, Sunday, you've got all the time in the world. Monday through Friday, if you work a 9 to 5, you've got 6 hours of your day left, right? Now, 30 to 60 minutes you spend on this. So let's just say it takes you 60 minutes. Let's just let's say it takes you 60. Again, I'm over exaggerating everything here. Realistically, it's going to be less, but so it takes you 60 minutes. Right, you've got 50 minutes left. What else can you do now? Are you just going to go and chill? Well, if you're really serious about this, focus on more client acquisition. Pick up the phone and start cold calling. Prospect. Start running a lead gen ad. Try and find a sales guy. Network, communicate. Try and find someone to like guys. You're the only one stopping you from doing this. Like, there's so many different options, right? Let's say right now you get home from work and you're not doing this, but you're just cold calling all the time. Why don't you go to bed 30 minutes later than normal, or wake up 30 minutes earlier and start using the techniques that I'm doing and apply for jobs every single day on these freelance websites? Do you think that would help you? 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day to potentially get these clients. It's almost a no-brainer. And I really think if you're getting clients one way and you're thinking, right, I want to do this, I want to do that, fantastic. I really think you should do this as well, all right? Because if you can maximize the ways that you get clients and have as many different avenues of client acquisition, it's only going to be a success for you. So if you guys do want to learn more about my exact strategy, I do have a course. Now, I'm not sitting here to say this video isn't about that, but I know there's so many people who are interested in getting started right away. So if you want to, there's a top link in the description. Click, get access to the course. I really, really, really recommend it because it's honestly, I wouldn't be this passionate about it if I didn't really mean it. Like, this is without a doubt 100% the easiest way ever. I'm not even joking. The easiest way in the world to make money online right now. Like, there's no easier way to make money online. Now, I'm not saying you can sit here and make a 7-figure business from this. Could you? Potentially you could. But this isn't going to make you a millionaire. The chances are it probably won't make you a millionaire, right? However, if you're looking to get your first few clients scaled to 6 figures, this without, in my opinion, is the easiest way to do so, right? And from then it can become a means to an end. You can start getting clients in other ways. You can also start dropshipping business. You can do Amazon FBA. You can do whatever you want. But this is the easiest way right now to get yourself up and running and start making a full-time income. Now, the course that I've released, so many people are getting so many good results already. Like, one guy I spoke to a month ago, he's already pulling in roughly $5,000 a month in recurring income using these techniques. And in the course as well, I go through absolutely everything, literally A to Z of my whole business model. And I'm not just talking like, oh, this is how I get clients and, off and run with it. I literally teach you my whole business model. Everything that I do in my day in, day out life for my business, I show you. Everything from the secret strategy. To be honest with you, this is worth absolutely flipping tens of thousands in my opinion. Just the secret strategy I use to get 10 clients alone. Like, if you just implement that every day, you will get clients. Like I want to put this out there just as a little thing. I apply for about 10 jobs a day, all right? Now, if you do that consistently every day for a month, that's 300 warm leads. If you convert 1%, you get 3 new clients. Now I've got 10, I converted 3%. 3 to 4% I converted. Do you reckon you could convert 1%? Or even if you converted 0.5%, that'd be 1 to 2 new clients. Let's say you converted 0.5% in 2 months. Like 0.5% over 2 months, you'd still get 1 to 2 new clients over 2 months. Like, that would be a full-time income. And like, if I said to you, if you did something consistently 30 to 60 minutes every day for 2 months straight and you could quit your job, would you do it? I'm pretty sure you would if you knew you'd get the results. So, the first thing you're going to get is like access to this secret strategy, which is without a doubt just mind-blowing. Like, implement it, you will get clients. It's just literally a numbers game for you. So you get that. I'd show you how to get results. I show you how to automate the business. I literally talk you through outsourcing. Not just like this is how to find good outsourcers. I literally show you me creating a job post for something I would look for. 24 hours later, coming back live, showing you good examples of outsourcers, ones that I would hire, ones that I wouldn't hire, like what you should put in this outsourcing stuff. Results, if you don't want to outsource, you want to do it all yourself, I show you how to get results for these clients. Everything's included in there. So, you might, if you have enough from this video to go and run with it by yourself, fantastic. Really, I want you to go ahead and do that. I want you to go ahead and do that, right? Because it's bloody, go and kill it. Like, get some clients ASAP. This is without that the easiest way. Go and do it. If not, and you want a bit more information, I really, really recommend you get in the course. I'm not BSing you here. I'm so passionate about this, which is why I'm coming across like I don't want you to think I'm pushing out. Literally, I'm just so passionate about it that I think you guys just need to start getting on it. But if you don't want to do that, that's fine. Take what I've taught you in this video, run away with it, learn what I've said, and then implement it. Because if you did even 10% of what I did in January, you're still going to get a client in February, right? If you did even 10% as well as I've done, right? But anyway, guys, that's where I'm going to end out this video. I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who's, stayed throughout this whole thing. And I hope you found some value here, because I'm doing things differently. My way of getting clients, my way of social media management and marketing is very unique. And I'm hoping you're finding some value from that. I'm really trying to help as many people as I can. And I'm really starting to rethink some of my goals moving forward here, like longer term. Now, you all know that this year my goal is to earn £250,000, and that's fantastic. Like, money's good and everything, but that is a short-term goal. Like, over the next 12 months, it's a short-term goal. I'm really starting to think about long-term goals for me now, and I might make a video on that in a few days if you want it. But I'm really starting to think about the bigger picture, and for me, social media marketing is fantastic, and I love it. It's got me off the ground, and and it's literally the best business model to get started. You need no upfront cost. It doesn't matter what country you come from or anything. Using this method, you can get started and start earning money, which is amazing. But for me, I'm finding so much more fulfillment recently. I'm still continuing to grow my agency and teach you guys about it, but I'm actually getting so much more fulfillment from this personal brand. And the amount of messages I'm getting from you guys saying that I'm helping you and you like my stuff, and it's really, really fulfilling me. So like I said, I've really been starting to think more so about longer term goals for me and where I can take this personal brand. So if you have any recommendations of content you want to see, leave it in below. And if you do want to see a video on what I'm trying to get at with these long term goals now, like I really want to impact and help as many people as I can. I'm trying to think of some figures that amount of people that I want to earn in my life, help in my lifetime type thing. Like, I really want to have a bigger picture now with this personal brand and start taking things to the next level. Now that it's the new year, my whole business is outsourced, automated. I can put a lot more time into this personal brand. Now that my course is filmed, I can really start focusing on some of this free content and helping you guys as much as possible. Because yes, I do have this paid stuff, but if you can't afford it in the beginning, I know a lot of people can't afford it, and I don't want to be just doing this for the money. I want to help as many people as possible. So I'm really starting to think bigger picture now where I can take this. So if you have any recommendations for content, other things I can branch out into, other things you'd like to see, please let me know in the comment section. And I can't wait to see where we take this, before the end of the year. Thank you so much for watching. Anyway, that's been my story on how I was managed to actually able to get 10 new clients this month. Pretty insane, to be honest. I want to do this consistently throughout the year. And if my goal is to get 5 to 10 new clients every single month consistently for the rest of the year. I mean, if I do that, I can't even think how much money my SMMA business will be bringing in by the end of the year. So it's exciting things to look forward to. I'll keep you updated in February. I'll do another video similar to this at the end of February, letting you know how many new clients I've got, the drop-off rate, the type of stuff I've learned going throughout this process, and I'll keep you updated with it all. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to direct message me, you can either follow my Instagram down below or shoot a comment. I reply to all of you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you later.